Think Future TV. I'm your host, Chris Kalabukas, and once again we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California, the innovation capital of the world. We're talking innovation, startups, the future, not necessarily those, not necessarily in that order. Are you in school by any chance? Are you in school? Are you a student by any chance of our Byzantine educational system, whether you're in elementary school or high school or college? Let me ask you something. As you're sitting there in class, absorbing everything that you're supposed to be absorbing, writing all the tests that you're supposed to do, all these tests, all this information, all this guy standing at the front of the lecture hall droning on and on about a topic while your eyes slowly close and you're falling asleep. And do you ever think to yourself, there's got to be a better way? There's got to be a better way than me having to get up every morning, sometimes even before the crack of dawn, fill my backpack with books, get on my bike, or walk, or take the bus, or drive to a location somewhere where you can sit in a stuffy lecture hall and listen to a guy who barely knows what he's talking about telling you stuff that you're supposed to remember, and then maybe later on write a test about it, and then eventually get out with hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt and think to yourself, wait a minute, nothing that I learned is applicable to my life. How many of you out there are students and are feeling that? Well, if you ask me, education needs to blow up real good. It needs to go through the same kind of disruption the music industry went through, and the book industry. We need to look at education with a critical eye and say, what the hell are we doing? Education is messed up. It is broken. Why should we be spending hundreds of thousands of dollars of our money, years and years and years of our time, and come out with a degree which is practically useless just so we can become an Uber driver? Nothing against Uber drivers. I love Uber drivers, and Uber drivers are great. But my point is that the education system is broken. And we're now starting to see brand new models of education. Things like coding houses, things like boot camps, things like just-in-time education. I mean, if you ask me, the future of education is not going to be all of us sitting in one room learning this stuff. Sure, there might be room for Socratic methods and things like that, where we all go learn on our own and then come together to discuss things. But we can do this all online. We can do this Lego block-like in and around our life. Why should we have this monolithic block of time that we need to devote to education? I think it's ridiculous. I think in this day and age, the way how as connected as we are, why do we need to focus so much effort on chunks of education where 80% of the time you're learning something you don't even need? So I say, blow it up. Got an idea for a startup? I say, get into the education space, disrupt it. If you can overturn things there, I think we'll all be the better for it. That's it for me for today. See you next time, and until then, don't forget to think future.